You're watching F5. We are here at Mobile World Congress 2025 in Barcelona, Spain. We are here in the beautiful and luxurious F5 booth where we can have lots of really cool meetings with our partners like Red Hat. I've actually got Paul with me, so Paul, can I get you to introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Paul Lancaster. I'm with Red Hat. I'm a part of what's called the Hybrid Platforms Business Unit. And I've been working with telecommunications partners for many, many years. And I've actually had the pleasure of working with F5 for quite some time.
Awesome, very cool. I've seen your name around before, and I take it you're not from Spain, so you're...
No, yeah, I'm based in the United States. I work remotely and I'm in the Bay Area.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right on, cool. Here at MWC, one of the topics, and I just mentioned, we were talking about it last night, was OpenRAN.
Yeah.
Maybe you can give me a little bit of a primer on OpenRAN. I'm still learning the service provider space, and so it'd be good for my audience as well to get an idea of that.
Yeah, so in the edge of the radio network, typically it's been dominated by network equipment providers like Ericsson, Nokia, and Huawei. Most of the time, they're trying to bring a vertical solution that goes all the way from the infrastructure to the application itself, and sell that as a vertical thing to customers. And that's been the dominant way that radio networks have been delivered for many, many years. However, service providers are moving more toward horizontal cloud architectures because they want to have more control, more flexibility. They also want to be able to scale up and down more easily. And so OpenRAN is sort of a concept around that when it comes to the edge of their network, specifically for RAN. And what it does is it provides open interfaces and ways for you to essentially deliver everything as a horizontal cloud, and then run those RAN applications for DU or CU on top of this refreshed architecture, if you will. And it gives them a little bit more flexibility in terms of being able to deliver their network, and also gives them a little bit more control over their supply chain, I guess you would say.
Yeah. So would those vertical providers still provide functions that can run on the OpenRAN side, or do they prefer to just stay vertical?
So there are some very specific leaders in the OpenRAN space, companies like Mavenir and Samsung. Some of the traditional providers are having a little bit more, they're hedging against it because obviously they're still gaining quite a bit of business out of their traditional verticalized solutions, but it's been slower adoption than I think a lot of people would like, especially the service providers. And I think some of that is due to some of the resistance in the network equipment providers, the traditional network equipment providers. But we feel like, being an open source company, as well as, sort of wanting our customers to have the most flexibility, we think that it's eventually going to be taking over.
Yeah. Interesting. And with that, I guess you said supply chain is an advantage there. Functionality-wise, do you think maybe some of the vertical providers, they might not adopt something right away? OpenRAN gives them the option to, there's a new shiny thing to grab onto?
Well, it's interesting that you point that out because clearly both last year and this year, AI is a big topic. And so the intersection of RAN, OpenRAN, and AI, there's something called the AI-RAN Alliance. And these disaggregated models are sort of giving new architectures on how RAN can both help with controlling the network, preparing for issues in the network, but also taking some value out of the data that comes from the network and making that open to developers to deliver new applications. So that is a huge benefit actually in the change of this model. Not only, they actually can now deliver network as a service, that's a term that we're hearing more and more about. So that's all part of what's happening in this OpenRAN architecture.
Interesting. Everybody wants that data and they want it fast.
Well, I think what the service providers are saying is that they actually want to be able to help. Look, they're looking for new revenue streams, right? And they're also looking to leverage the data that they own and not necessarily turn it over to third parties. But they also want to be able to deliver new and innovative applications or new and innovative ways to have their networks become built into applications, or maybe it's for gaming or whatever it might be, a VR application. So this is a promising new piece of architecture that can help potentially deliver those things.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, we don't have a slide up here, but if anybody needs Kubernetes ingress or egress, or they need multi-tenancy for support across namespaces to flow into the network, we actually have a DPU add-on with Big IP Next for Kubernetes. So there we go.
And of course, Big IP Next for Kubernetes is actually a certified application in the Red Hat OpenShift ecosystem as well.
Yeah, I noticed, with the situation around virtualization platforms and the need for something like OpenShift Virtualization, where I think folks may have been apprehensive before, maybe it's kind of like this with OpenRAN, is that you guys have this marketplace where it's baked, and for F5 we've collaborated with Red Hat for a long time, not just in the recent couple of years, but for a long time. And so if people go in there, they'll see the marketplace, they'll see F5 already stamp of approval, tested, vetted.
Yeah, that's right. So of course they can go to catalog.redhat.com to see all of our ecosystem that's available for OpenShift. But also the most important thing are for partners like F5 who have certified their applications. They're actually a part of our what's called the Embedded Operator Hub. So the actual UI within OpenShift, whether it's a cloud-based OpenShift or an on-premise OpenShift, can contain these third-party applications, so you can use them on demand and actually just pull them directly from the catalog.
Yep, fantastic. Okay, it's baked and ready to go. This is awesome. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So if people want to find out more, I'll put some links down there below. We also recorded Paul's presentation that he did here at the booth, so we'll be able to showcase that as well. Otherwise, thank you very much for checking this out. Follow us on LinkedIn, on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Leave comments, hit like, subscribe, and all those things. And otherwise, we will see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye now.